I loved you first.
Once upon a time, there were two young boys who madly fell in love. They were Louis Tomlinson
My name's
and
Louis
Harry
Tomlinson.
Styles.
I'm Harry Styles.
Louis Tomlinson was an 18-year-old boy from Doncaster who loved to play the class clown and to make people happy since he was young. He loved his family, he was short and had beautiful blue eyes. And Harry Styles was slightly younger than Louis. He was a 16-year-old boy who came from Holmes Chapel. He used to work in a bakery and he had perfect green eyes. It all started in 2010 when they both auditioned for the same talent show, called The X Factor. And in the first moment that they exchanged glances, they knew they were soulmates. When green met blue, they realized that love was true. In the X Factor, they didn't pass the solo artist audition. However, they ended up creating a band with other three boys: Niall Horan, Liam Payne, and Zayn Malik. This is how One Direction was created, and later it became one of the biggest boy bands of all times. At first, their love was very strong. They were just two happy kids who knew that they were meant to be together. And they weren't afraid to tell the world how they felt. They were free.
First real crush.
Louis loved to play with Harry's cars and chicks. They loved to dance together, to sing, to cuddle, to cook.
I know what it is.
Chicken stuffed with mozzarella cheese,
Wrapped
in Parma ham with some mashed potato. Now, it's not mashed potato out of the box.
Nah.
It's some homemade mash and gravy.
Yes.
And they were happy. Harry wasn't confident and didn't feel safe. He was scared of what other people would say or think about him if he saw what he really was like. But Louis found a way to make him feel like home. He made him strong. He helped him to be himself. They moved to live together to Princess Park and built a home from scratch. But then something happened and it all went wrong. People and fans started noticing the love in their eyes and even in the small touch. They started talking about it and the relationship even got a name. It was called Larry Stylinson. Some people were angry and didn't like the idea of two boys being together. And this is when management control began. They had to step in as they thought it was wrong and they didn't like the idea of losing fans and money. So they chose to take away the happiness and freedom of two young kids in order to win more money and popularity. So from the day to the night, their love became forbidden. But how do you tell two kids in love that they can't love each other? How do you tell them that they aren't allowed to be together, to laugh at each other's jokes, to show affection, or even to look at each other how they used to do? How do you tell them that the world is not prepared for them? And this just wasn't enough for their management. They needed to make sure that their love disappeared, or that at least people wouldn't notice its existence. So they started introducing what are called stunts, which are fake relationships to hide the truth.
And it all became a mess. They were suddenly in relationships. They weren't happy. Harry was accused of being a womanizer, as he was paired with a lot of women, and most of them were much older
famously dated models, actresses.
Ordered bling with 32-year-old.
Harry Styles has reunited with one of his exes.
Many romances.
No, she's not New Zealand. She's just a friend.
Not only they couldn't communicate or express their love, but they also had to deny it.
This is Famous Magazine. This says you and Louis are a couple. There's pictures of you kissing.
That's just weird.
Is Photoshop.
That is Photoshop.
There was a lady.
They've actually done this to me at Nile as
You were
well. When
kissing a
someone's in the
lady.
middle, they just take the person out from the middle and put two. It's very clever, actually.
Oh,
But,
really?
Yeah.
So you and Louis, there's nothing going on.
Nah, it's just me and Niall.
What do you think about that sort of... Oh, is that a scoop?
At one point, they became more distant, and a lot of things changed in their lives. Louis became a father, as he had a son named Freddie.
Father to another, I want to congratulate you on your upcoming fatherhood. Yes? So, how are you feeling?
Thank you. Yeah. Obviously, it's a very exciting time, so I'm buzzing. Thank you.
And even though Harry was happy for him, he couldn't hide his sadness.
You seem very quiet today.
No, but Harry's chilling. He's letting the other guys do what they're going to do.
You are?
They wished they were free, and that their lives were easier, but their wishes weren't heard. They had an awful management from Psycho and Modest, and as well as their bandmates, they suffered from physical violence when they didn't do what they were told to do. One of their bandmates, Saint Magic, even had to leave the band. They couldn't express their love in an ordinary way, so their songs became their voice.
The script was written and I could not change a thing. Hey, you feel the same. Could we ever be enough? Maybe we could be enough. And it's alright. Calling out for somebody to hold tonight. When you're lost, I'll find a way and I'll be alright. You'll never feel like you're alone. I'll make this feel like home.
And their skin became the paper in which they could draw and show their love. And one day, something happened and changed both of their lives. Management made Louis make a decision which changed his life. They made him choose about freedom. He gave the little freedom he had left to allow Harry to be more free. He gave the little he had to make his boyfriend smile. From that moment until now, Harry has been able to do things like painting his nails, which was one thing that Louis loved, as he said once. Painting nails make Harry beautiful.
Jane and the Boys, the brand new album. What about painted nails make Harry beautiful?
Or to promote love in all forms, he has been able to show the part of him that was hidden. But at the end of the day, he wasn't totally free either.
Slowly they started to interact more with each other, and their relationship seemed to have gotten stronger despite of the difficulties they have faced. They laughed again, talked, smiled, and looked to each other like when they were just two kids. Despite all the pursuit, management control, abuse, and lies, they seemed to happier than ever. They realized that the love they had worth the effort, pain, and it was worth to fight for. But it couldn't be all good news. Then in 2015 it all went wrong again. Their band, One Direction, went on a hiatus. However, that did not mean the end of Larry. They still love each other, even though they knew that it had to be one on the shallow. They started to make their own way in the music industry and in life in general. They had to fight all the times, and they had to be strong, especially Louis, that if that wasn't scary enough, he lost his mother in 2016, and 2 years later he lost his sister. Harry also went through bad times, and if that wasn't enough, the industry was still controlling their life, so they couldn't explain their feelings to the world, and they had to deny it again.
Thousands of tweets for so many years from these people who call themselves this Larry organisation. what any of these guys believe in. Can you tell me what your view is on these people who are obsessed by a Larry conspiracy?
People can believe what they want to believe, but I mean, like, you could genuinely, if you Google conspiracy on iPhones, right, you're gonna get a conspiracy. So I think it's one of these things that people just love to buy into, but in reality, obviously there's no truth to it, obviously.
Even though Blue and Green weren't supposed to be together, they knew that way they were better. They couldn't show their love to the world, but they still could spread it through the song. This way, their songs took a deeper meaning and became love letter between two boys who are getting older, but they still love each other. I'm wasting my time when it was always you.
Same lips red, same eyes blue, same white shirt, couple more tattoos. But it's not you, and it's not me. Sweet creature, had another talk about where it's going wrong, but we're still young. I took some time cause I ran out of energy, of playing someone I heard I'm supposed to be. But honestly, I don't have to choose anymore. And it's been ages, different stages, come so far from Princess Park. I'll always need you. It's a church of burnt romances, and I'm too far gone to create a solo song, and it's only for the brave.
They have achieved many things through their lives. Harry has become a Grammy winner recently, and he has developed his career as an actor. He is no more afraid of other people's opinion. However, Louis is and will always be his home. Louis has developed his own music and has created his management company to make sure that nobody goes through what they have gone through. However, they can seem to be happy and have everything they could want. There's still one thing they haven't achieved, which is freedom. But they are getting closer. They are still being controlled by toxic management and contracts which forbid them to be together, but they have each other. Each day is a day closer to what it was like in the beginning. And even though management disagree, we are sure they are meant to be.
Yeah, I realize we were too